Another lovely day. Oh. Yep, that'll do. Doesn't look the cleanest water I've ever drank. I'll go through the filter and that'll boil it, so it should be okay. This is my filter. The water looks decidedly grimy in there, but we'll give it a go.
I think I'm on to a new melody. It's not a mix of soul, bad talking, open wounds. Heavy breathing and overeating has suddenly left me.
Looks okay.
Talking to myself after a bottle of wine is like a mad and heavy spirit. I am you and you are me. How is that not strange? But I don't wanna sit just to sit. But my healer told me your inner world will unfold. Just like that. It's a fact that we can't be foolish for too long. I think I've written every song. Soon, from here on to the moon, I run, run, run to overcome and be done. Oh, will it ever change? Oh, secrets in the west stick to my body like glue. Oh, what would I do if that wasn't the case? Growing while living is such a blessing, I know. But I don't wanna spend just to own stuff. But this way, it's never enough. And I've learned when I have less, it eases this damn stress. And we can't be foolish for too long. I think I've written every song. Soon, from here on till the moon, I run, run, run to overcome and be done. Oh, will it ever change?
Good morning. That was last night's camp. On my way. Feel pretty weary, almost as weary as I did when I finished last night. I think I did about 14 miles. I think again, I know that the watch stopped recording at about 5 o'clock and I walked till 6:30. So I think I did about 14 miles. I've done about 5 from Ivy Bridge, mainly along the moors. Had a good night's sleep actually. Slept a good 6 hours in one session and a couple of hours either side. Oh, it's hard work packing everything up though. That tent is not the quickest to get up and down. Bit of condensation, not as bad as yesterday. But yeah, very still night again. Seems to be a little bit more breeze today. Again, I'm heading for about a 14-mile day. Problem is about 1.5 of it is off route to a campsite. Got to get to a campsite. I need a good shower, and I think there's refreshments at home, which is about 5 or 6 miles. Doesn't sound too bad, except I've got no water. I'm hoping for a bit more running water along the way, so I can filter some stuff that's a bit cleaner and I'm more willing to drink without boiling. But I've got about 400 litres to get me to home, and given that I didn't drink much last night at the end of a long day, I'm feeling very thirsty, so that's going to be the issue today. Heading for, I think it's Dunstone down, and then coming off route, cutting across country for a campsite. So it's another glorious day weather-wise, and it's back on this track. Another few miles. Okie doke. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.
And we can't be foolish for too long. I think I've written every song sooner than soon. From here until the moon, you know I run to overcome and be done. Oh, will it ever change? Will it ever change? Will it ever change? Run to overcome. Will it ever change?
So I'm famously lost on Dartmoor. Excuse me. I know it's a cliche to get lost on the moors, but I've been walking and walking and walking on a rough track, thinking I'm heading in the right direction, and I'm heading in the opposite direction. Don't know how I've managed it, but I should be heading northeast, east and then northeast, and I was heading southeast in the complete opposite direction. So I should have been going this way, and I seem to have been going that way. So I think I'm somewhere on here. Somewhere on here. So it's a long way to the route. But the thing is about the route is there are some bridges to cross with running water, which I could have filled up with my filter, because that's how much juice I've got left. And the sun's high, not overly warm thankfully up here, about 1500 feet, but I was hoping to get to lunch for about 11:30. That isn't going to happen now because it's already 10:30. So I've done about 4.5 miles, I've probably done a mile of that in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna have to get a wriggle on. Speak to you soon. Well, there's all the water you could ever need there. The unfortunate thing is, I'm heading that direction over there, and I've got to get all the way back to the source of that lake to get over there. I don't know how I've managed it. I've gone at least 2 miles out of my way. And the terrain here is ankle breaking. It's all really high tussocks, almost up to my waist. Oh, it's just nightmare this, and I've no water. So, absolute nightmare. Just have to keep going. Speak to you soon. And I'm finally back to the route after 2 hours of wandering around in very difficult terrain. The only problem is the route is on the other side, and I have to find a way to get across. So it could be shoes and socks off and paddle over. Okie doke. Oh. I don't want to moan. It's my own fault, I guess. But I set off just after 8, and in the first hour I walked 2.5 miles on that old train line, and at that point you come off onto the moors proper, and I'm about a mile on from that point along the route. It's now 12:20. It's taken me 3 hours 20 minutes to do that mile. I mean, I've walked more than a mile, but I walked 2 miles in the wrong direction. And then instead of going back along paths, the path was sketchy anyway, I thought, oh, I'll just cut across over the moor. Big mistake. Huge. I'm amazed I haven't broke my ankle through all those peat hags and things. You just put your foot down what you think is solid ground and your leg disappears up to the knee. I must have fallen over 10 times. I managed to scraggle down a tiny little brook that I could hear underground and get some water. It's been pretty much a disaster. There's a couple here now who I saw yesterday in Yelmton, and they were only walking to Ivy Bridge, so they've come from Ivy Bridge today in the time it's taken me. Well, they've done an extra 5 miles of the route. So yeah, pretty much a disaster. I'm still not eating anything other than a couple of sweets, because I didn't want to eat because I couldn't drink and it just made me more thirsty. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to plod on. I don't know what I'm going to do later, whether a wild camp somewhere or what, I've just no idea. Okay, I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Minna.
Minna. Oh. Is that short for anything?
No, it isn't actually. No, my grandmother's name. She was born in 1870.
Oh my goodness.
So I've inherited her name.
And you were born 20 years later?
Oh dear, wish.
So what are you up to today, Minna?
Well, I've left the self-catering cottage near Holne on the edge of Dartmoor.
Oh yeah.
And I've come via the lanes to Scorriton.
I'm heading there.
Following the Two Moors Way. I want to get to Huntingdon Cross.
Yep.
And I'd also like to see a barrow that's on the hillside up there before I turn back.
Fantastic. It's a lovely day for it, isn't it?
It's absolutely great.
Well, it's lovely to meet you anyway.
And you, thank you.
I've enjoyed the chat.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the walk and I hope you enjoy it.
And you.
Just had a lovely long chat with Minna. Unusual name. But she was 80. Still is 80. Coming up here on her own with a map and a Mac and a carrier bag. Legend. Anyway, she told me that there are no signposts on Dartmoor, and the reason is any escaped prisoners from Dartmoor prison can't find their way off it then. So it acts as a deterrent. So I didn't know that. I'll explain why I got lost so badly earlier. So it's 2 o'clock now and I was expecting to be here. Well, I'm still nowhere near the pub. I was expected to be at the pub for about 11:30. So, not gone great today. Might be a change of planning to follow. That's where I'm heading. Dartmoor Shepherd's Huts. I'm not even a shepherd. Hello. Not really sure what to say about today. I've walked over 10 miles on a hot day. But I've only moved on about 6 miles. Because I spent a lot of time wandering around aimlessly, 3 hours to be exact, on Dartmoor. And now I've come to this campsite. It's a mile off route, uphill. So I've not made great progress and I found it very tiring today. I'm on a little campsite called something Shepherd Huts. It's alright. There's nobody at reception at the moment. Someone will come later to see me. So I've picked a pitch here. I don't know whether it's a caravan pitch or what. But this is where I'm staying for now. Got to the pub at Scorriton. And I walked into the village and I went left. No, I went right. And the pub was left. So I walked down the village, came to the other end, turned around, walked back. Got to the pub a couple of minutes past 3. Guess what time it closed? 3. So I couldn't get a drink after all that. Couldn't get any lunch. I might go back. It's 20 minutes from here. I might go back later. Get some hot food. So yeah, it's been a up and down sort of day. Very hot. Drop down here off Dartmoor. It's steaming. Must be 20 degrees. So yep, I'm back on a 10-day schedule, I'm afraid. I didn't help matters by starting at Plymouth. So I've been getting behind every day, but I'm well behind now. So don't know what time I'll be home. Probably another 7 days. I can't see me picking up the pace at the moment. Okay. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Nice spot that. Good morning. This is my 4th day on the 2 Moors Way. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster, if that's not too strong a word. I got lost on Dartmoor and got behind and then missed the pub, etc. But you've heard all that. Spent a night at Dartmoor Shepherd Huts. It's also a campsite. It was okay, I was the only camper there. But the Shepherd Huts were busy. So today, still got a bit of catching up to do. I'm about 8 miles from where I should be. So I don't expect to get too far beyond that. The weather's lovely again. So I'm heading over, amongst other things, Dunstan Down. I'm hoping to do about 12-13 miles. No idea where I'm staying, there's no campsites. So could have the problem with water again. But heading towards Chagford, which that would be my ultimate goal, but I think it's about 19 miles, so I can pick up some water on the way, hopefully. So at the moment I'm just coming from the campsite back to the route. It's about a mile. I love those extra miles. It's a place called Holm, and that's the starting point for today really, so we'll see where we get to from there. There's a community store and a pub in Holm. Apparently they don't open very early, so I think I'm going to not reap the benefits of those. Okay, I'll keep you in touch as I go today. Speak to you soon, bye. A random and eclectic little shop. Some orange and lemon juice, Haribo jelly babies, a big chunk of cheese, and some water. Hopefully sustain me on this trip today. It's the local pub in Holm. It doesn't open very often. It's closed 3 days a week. And only opens in the evenings. Lovely little village though. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, is there a sign for the Two Moors Way? To the Heel-esque. Higher Moors Link. It's the best I can do. Hello. Hello, big fella. Or lady. I've got to get through this gate. Thank you. Oh, hello. Ah, there you go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, look at these little ones. Here. Here. Fair enough. Made me jump a bit. Hello. Hello. Hey. How you doing? How you doing? These flies aren't good for you, are they, mate? Wow, that's a rare sight around these parts. Two Moors Way marker. It's Lee Tor with its very own tree. Took quite a bit of climbing, but there's some lovely views as a result.
Back to Ponsworthy. What about you or Lou said?
Oh well, we're going down to Ponsworthy at some point.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Well, I should get there quicker with Paul later,
Sure
who knows? Why not?
There's a room on the back there for another one.
I think he'll sit down, actually. I think he can do. Have a good walk.
See you later.
Thank you. Yeah, let's not go over the top.
This is Ross and Jan.
Hello.
Been walking with them
Hello.
for a day or two, and they're going their own way now. They're sick of me. Can't put up with the smell. So
We're going to the tea shop.
yeah, and I'm going up a big hill.
And
this is Fergie, their chauffeur.
Yeah.
Taxi driver and gentle dog's body.
Yeah, and their company has been brilliant for the last couple of days. So say hello.
Hello.
Good luck, Gary.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm on Hameldown Tour. It's a 2-mile climb from the crossroads. Oh, tough. Looks like a gravestone. There's another barrow. There's every chance there's a dead person on the top of this, underneath this I should say. If this carries on much longer there'll be 2. Oh. Just having a few moments rest here at Broad Barrow. We found Bronze Age relics hereabouts. It's about 3:30. Pace is slowing right down now. There's an easterly breeze blowing and it's bitterly cold up here. Just shows when you get a bit of elevation if the wind's from the wrong direction. Get very cold. So I think ahead is Hameldown Tour, which I thought I was on about an hour ago, so I don't know what that was. And then it drops down to Grimspound, which is an ancient settlement. Big circle. Lots of smaller ones inside. I don't really want to loiter too long. Just want to keep going, after which I'll soon be looking for a suitable camping pitch. I certainly want to be out of this wind. Been a lovely walk this. I was feeling healthier and not carrying 2 tons of shizzle on my back, I'd probably enjoy it much more. There's been a few military vehicles going over, military crafts going over as well. It's all going on here in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I'm tired, I'm aching. Can't decide whether I want to drink or not. I do, I ought to. My back's really painful today and I'm not sure why. I wonder whether I was so dehydrated yesterday. I wonder whether this left a bit of a mark on my right kidney. It's all down the right side here at the back. It's quite painful, to be honest, certainly when you're slogging up hills. So, probably need to take it easy, but I've got a bit further to go yet. I'm going to make inroads. Okay, I'll speak to you anon. Bye for now. So that enormous circle of stone is Grimm's Pound, which was a big settlement 5,000 years ago. There's lots of smaller little buildings, or the remains of, inside it. Yeah, so it was the equivalent of a large town probably back then, 3,000 years BC. Bit of a do-it-upper, need of some attention, but I've got to go over that tor behind it, Hickory Tor, which looks like a steep climb. Okay, better keep going. This looks like the front gate. There we go. That would have been grim if it had fallen over at Grimm's Pound. Big. Those ancient Britons have made a lot of rock to make this. Fair play to them. It's like a little Birmingham. This looks like another establishment. Wouldn't be a bad place to camp actually. I'm sure I could get some flat ground, but I want to go a little bit further whilst I can. I'm heading down to the pub. I've done my walking for today, apart from the walk to the pub and back, which is half a mile according to the map. But I can get some and get some hot food hopefully, and more importantly replenish my water bottle and maybe have a pint or two as well. So it's 5:45 now. Stayed here for an hour and a half, head back up the Moorland Road, and find somewhere to camp. So should be out like a light after that. It's been a good day today. It's been a lovely walk, apart from losing my cap, which I'm really annoyed about. It was a gift from Gabby. Shouldn't be allowed out without supervision, me. I always lose something. Oh dear. Speak to you soon.
Hi.
Hi.
What's that little camera?
Yeah, I film my walks. Cracking pub that. But I really overfaced myself. Got a couple of pints in, one soft drink and one cider. When I was so thirsty I downed the soft drink pretty quickly. But I ordered some cheesy garlic bread as well to start before I had a steak and ale pie and chips. The garlic bread was absolutely delicious, thick cheese, just lovely, and an absolute plateful. Couldn't stop eating it, of course. I got to the main course and just couldn't eat it. Never left so much food on my plate. Even the pie, I mean, it was delicious, but I feel bad for wasting it really, but because I've been living on snacks, I couldn't face all that. Look at these little fellas. And this big fella just walking down the main road through Dartmoor. Yeah, just chilling. Anyway, the landlady, who was quite miserable, I don't know how wise she is on these matters, but she said you might see the northern lights tonight over Dartmoor, if you look to the north, obviously. Aurora Borealis. But I'm not staying up all night, just to hopefully get a glimpse of that. But it'd be nice if I did when I went for a wee. But I have my camera ready. Not for the wee, for the Aurora Borealis. Anyway, I feel absolutely stuffed. Putting up a tent now is not what I want to be doing, but there you go. What else am I going to do? Okay. It's been a good day today. Beautiful scenery all day. I've no reception to speak to Gabby, so that's a bit frustrating. It just comes and goes. Some hills you've got like 4 bars, then you drop down the other side and there's nothing, so very frustrating. Okie doke, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.